Good morning, afternoon, evening, as the case may be, in your part of the world. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Zen Archer, and we are in a abandoned mine shaft. And the reason we're here is because I wanted to show you guys around and what it looks like and give you a couple of tips. But also, we've been talking recently on Bloasis about cave spiders and dealing with them and all that kind of stuff. And I wanted to show you, if I could, a little bit more about it. So I'm not by any means an expert at this, that's for sure, but I can tell you a couple of things, and so I thought I would share what I do know with you. And most of it I've gleaned from just being down in these places, but some of it I have seen in other videos. One of the things I've seen in other videos is these inside of an abandoned mine shaft like this. You'll go down into a cave or ravine, and as you're going down, you will suddenly see these wood planks and stuff, and that's an indication that there is a mine shaft there. I see we got some company down there. Um, so there's these train tracks, and you can use these for your own mine cars and stuff if you collect them. So you can pick one up with your sword or with a pick, and you can collect them, go in your inventory like that. But what I discovered through watching someone else was that if you just put water on the floor and then pick it back up, it dislodges those tracks, and then all you have to do is just kind of gather them instead of worrying about all that kind of stuff. So we're going to take care of those guys in a minute, but I want to wall this up before we do, just to make sure nothing comes through here. Um, I do have some smooth stone with me, so we'll just smooth stone this up like this, and that'll be good enough. Alrighty, torch up or two. And let me tell you about this thing. This is a spider web, cobweb, and it gives string. It gives string like this. Now you can knock it down with anything. I'm sorry, not with anything. You have to have a sword in order to knock it down. It gives you string. So a sword is the way to go with that. And any kind of sword will do. This is a wooden sword that I took it down with. You can also use your shears to take it down, the same thing that you shear the sheep with. All right, so let's move forward here a bit, but before we do, let's armor up because we are going to be doing some battle with some really nasty things down here, and I don't feel like playing. Where did he go? Where did he go? I saw him there a couple minutes ago. We're actually going to go this way, so I'm just going to wall this up as well, just to stop him from coming through. We just put one right here like this, and that'll stop our zombie friend from coming through. This is where we want to go. I've got this all set up, pre-set up for you, so I can show you a few things. And we'll get to everything in a minute, but the first thing that I wanted to do is show you cave spiders and regular spiders. I'm going to seal this off too. I want to be as protected as I can be, I'll tell you. Let me just seal that off there. Alright, so when you're going through these mine shafts, there's all kinds of resources. There's, defense posts that you can collect. There's dirt, and coal, and stuff. But what you're kind of looking for is one of the things that you're kind of looking for is you're looking for these chests like this. They'll be inside a mine car, or sometimes just sitting alone. And inside them you'll find things like food and seed. This is pumpkin seed, and very hard to find is melon seed. That's watermelon seed. So that's good stuff to have. And you can take this along with you as well. Alright, so let's go down here. And I must have set this to peaceful at some time and remove what I wanted to show you here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put, I've got a regular spider egg here. This is your average run-of-the-mill spider. This is the guy that you see up on the top. This is the guy that you'll see in caves sometimes, but he is not a cave spider. He's just a regular spider, and as long as I stay As long as I only there's only one block here, he can't get through. He's too big. He's too wide, and he can't get through. Now, if I took these blocks out, he could get through because this fence post on either side only counts for a half a block. So you have 1, 2, 3 blocks, a half and a half as a whole. That leaves 2 blocks. So this space here is actually 2 blocks wide. And if we remove those right there, then he can get out and he can get to us. And he'll do a little bit of damage. Let's see, let's take these out. Let him through. I'm going to show you the kind of damage that he does. Hopefully he'll only bite me once. And he still can't get through. He's only got a block and a half at this point. He can get through. But now, either one of these blocks I take out, he will be able to get through. And he wants to. He wants me bad. These guys like to sneak attack. They like to catch you from the back or to jump on you from on top. But they will hit you from the front. So I'm just using my sword to take these blocks out. I should be using a pick, but... And here he comes. So he bit me one time. He took out about a half a heart each time he hit me. And because my stomach's full, I regen that really quick. Really quick. Alright. Now then, let's go over here. Pop this glass out. And I'm going to toss in here the common cave spider. And I'm going to try to close this up as quick as I can too. So let me get my stuff together here. There's the cave spider egg, which you normally wouldn't have, and some glass. So what we're going to do is throw a couple cave spider in. Hope they don't get out, and put a glass in. See, that's 5, 6. Okay. There we go. Now these guys are cave spiders. You'll see they're blue in color. Rather than being the brown, they're blue. These guys can come through a 1 block gap. That's all it takes, just 1 block, and they can get through. So if I was to take one of these glass panes out, I'm going to do this one up here since there's a block missing there. I'm going to take this one out here. And you will see one of those spiders will come right through right away. He only takes 1 block, and as you can see, he's bit me a couple of times. I'm poisoned, I'm envenomated, and that poison is going to last about 3 seconds. You see, it knocked me down 3 hearts because he bit me more than once. And others will come out and do the same thing. So I'm going to try to get that block back up. What happened to my glass blocks? Okay, I'm going to use sand. I just want to get that covered back up. Just like that. Okay. Now these guys, they will climb up and hide behind blocks up here where you won't see them. And as you saw, they will envenomate you. And it lasts about 3 to 6 seconds per bite. They'll take down a heart and a half when they do that. But when you get multiple bites, and these guys are voracious, when you get multiple bites, you will die. When you meet these guys, if you're not really careful and don't have a full stomach, you will die. So now you know the difference between the cave spiders and the regular spiders. And the cave spiders, the only place that I have ever seen them are either actually inside abandoned mine shafts or very, very near to abandoned mine shafts. So if you see one, that's an indication that you're near a mine shaft if you're not in one already. Alright, so what do you do about them? Other than just fighting them off and blocking them off and killing as many as you can. One of the things that I came up with myself that seems to work is this kind of a configuration. What I've got here is the spawner would be down in there, and then the spider would come up here and they would bump into these cactus. And I have this sealed off with a cactus as well, so I can stand out here. And the cave spiders would come and they get killed. I haven't worked this out into a grinder yet, but with a hopper configuration, a little water, you could do the same thing as we did with the bone cruncher. Have it collect the string and deposit in a chest for you. But when you find one cave spider nest, you usually will find more than one. These mines are some nasty places. Sounds like we've got some other company here as well. So down here there was a cave spider nest. I've already destroyed it. And what happens when you see a cave spider nest is you're going to see a lot of this. It's going to be completely covered in this cobweb, in this spider web. Now, the bad thing is if you get in this spider web, you get stuck, and then moving is very, very slow. It does not, however, slow down the spider. It only slows you down. Now, this is from underneath. This is what the spiders are seeing when they're coming up. They're going to be coming after you, or they're going to be drawn down here by water, and then they're going to run into these cactuses and die and deposit their string through here, and then that's where you would collect it from. But you have to deal with these spider webs. And again, these spider webs can be taken down with any kind of a sword. Even a wooden sword will break them down relatively easily. But the problem is that you're going to have to fight through these spider webs in order to get to the spawner itself, which you're then going to want to disable. And you disable it the same way that you do any other spawner. You put a torch on all four sides and one on the top after you get to it. But it's tricky because you have poisonous spiders now who are bent on doing you harm, like this one here, who are bent on doing you harm. And the antidote to that poison is milk. However, the effect is so short a period of time, you really don't have time to get a glass of milk and stuff. And if you're busy fighting, you don't have time to be drinking it. So when I get in an area where there's a cave spider spawner, I'll make a little place to retreat where I can recoup and heal myself before going out and dealing with them again. I can get food in my belly and make sure that I am really ready to go, because these guys are not fun to play with at all. And use your sharpest sword that you have. Don't skimp on the sword when it comes to these guys. It could be the death of you. Also armor up as much as you can. And back in here we've got some cave spiders. I've got them glassed in. But there was a spawner down there, and there's one here as well. And if I just open up one block, is all I have to open, and they will start coming out to get me. But I need to get in here, so I'm going to take my chances and fight them as much as I can. Kill as many of them as I can. And you can use lava or whatever you happen to have at hand. These guys are nasty, and as you see, it doesn't take very many bites from these guys to hurt you. As long as your stomach is full, you should be okay. But if your stomach ever gets empty, then you got problems. Alright, so I'm going to change my game mode to creative mode. And that's just so I can show you what you would actually find when you're in the so this is a spider spawner back in here, and you see all this web and all these spiders you have to get through in order to get to it, and that is significant. Because I'm in creative mode, using a sword doesn't work as well as just a block. We'll knock somebody's out. So you'll work your way through these a little bit at a time, killing the spiders along the way, and more will continue to come out. It's a battle. And eventually, as you work your way through here, you will uncover the spawner. You, of course, kill as many of the spiders as you can, and then the way to disable the spawner is the same as any other spawner. What you'll do is you'll take and put a torch on top of the spawner and on all four sides, like that, and then that will be disabled. Then they will no longer, it will no longer produce spiders, or if it does, there'll be very few, one, maybe two spiders. So you just have to deal with the occasional spider then. But that should disable the spawner while you're working with it. So then, of course, you just block everything up as best as you can. But remember, not one opening. Not one. Because if there's any opening anywhere, and these spiders will hide up in here. You know, they'll hide up in this area where you won't see them until they're on top of you. So you just block the area up. I like to use glass because when I'm using glass, I can see. When I'm using glass blocks, I can actually see what's going on inside and how many I'm going to have to deal with and stuff. So that's the difference between a cave spider and a regular spider. The cave spiders are smaller and blue and venomous, and they will bite, and kill you very quickly. Their bites aren't very strong, but they are venomous, and multiple bites will take you out. So there's a spawner here. There's a spawner there, and there was one down here. It was actually like in this spot right here. It was like there. So you will find often find multiple spawners right together, and that also makes them more dangerous. So let's go back over here, and I will try to show you this little contraption that I made working. This, by the way, this big room here with the dirt floor right in the middle of these corridors, this is, I call it a great room. I don't know if it has a real name, but this is the center of a underground mine, and all of the mine shafts all originate from here. When it's being created in the game, this is the first thing that happens, and then the shafts are created. And there'll be multiple stories. They'll go very high, very low, and have chests in them, and diamonds and emeralds, and it depends on what level they're at, but they'll have just everything you can think of. Chests can have anything from weapons to gems to coal, food, just about anything. Horse saddles, tags, that can all be found in the chests that are inside the mine. Now I'm going to take this block out, and I'm going to go ahead and spawn. Just throw some cave spiders in here so you can kind of see how this works. I'm going to try to throw some cave spiders down in here. Put a bunch of them in, and I'll throw some glass in. So what happens is they really want to get to you, and they are stupid. They will come after you, and when they do, then they run into these cactus, and you'll see them turn red as they bump into the cactus. They can get through it without hurting themselves, but it isn't very often that happens. So as they come through, then they will start to get hurt as they try to get to you. Or you can force them in with water. And as they get hurt, then they will drop string. And then you can use a hopper or a water system to drain the string out and just put it into a chest or something like that, or just collect it. So this is, I haven't fully flushed this whole idea out yet, but the prescribed method, the method that seems to be the most popular, is to wash the spiders to an area and then using a sticky piston, just kind of squish them and then collect the string. And that seems to be pretty efficient. But if you have limited resources and you're down in here, as long as you have cactus and some sand to plant the cactus in, you can do something like this and experiment and see what you can do in order to make a spider or a string farm from a cave spider nest. Frankly, I would rather deal with the real spiders than the cave spiders. They're just way too dangerous for me. And all it takes is just accidentally letting one out, and you can have a whole lot of hurt. So there you go. Now, what can you do with the string, and why do you want the string? Well, let's make some sticks here, and I can show you. Just take a few. Make planks. Make sticks. All right. So you make a bow for bows and arrows with 3 string and 3 sticks. That makes a bow. With 3 sticks and 2 string, you can make a fishing rod. And that's what you want them for. So you can fish. And I haven't shown you this before. Here's a little 4x4 or 2x2 area. If I put water in that area, in that little box, like this, on either corner, then we end up with a water source. Let me go back to regular survival mode. Now, this is a water source that we can fish out of. It's one we can plant stuff around. And if your bucket's empty, yeah, find some place to dump this. You know, I'm gonna dump it right there. And I'll throw some stones up to stop it from coming through here. There we go. Alright, so then if you have an empty bucket, then you can fill it from that. I'm gonna get my health up here. But that empty bucket you can fill from that water source, and it'll refill itself. So that's an endless water source, and you can fish and get all kinds of cool stuff out of that water source with your fishing rod. Just helps if you actually hit the water. One of the nice things that they've changed in the fishing is that now they kind of get a swirl of water before it strikes. And when that happens, then it's a lot easier to catch. I don't always get it. Sometimes I'm a little slow. We just see the water kind of jumping around. And when it's getting ready to hit, it'll start swirling around that bobber. And bobber will get pulled down, and you pull your line in. Lots of cool stuff you can do with a bow. You can pull animals closer to you. You can throw creepers up into the air and make them fall and die. Very cool thing to have. Obviously, a bucket of water is invaluable in Minecraft. I swear by it. It's the second thing that I make when I've got enough iron to do so. First thing being a sword, second thing being a bucket. Because it can do so much for you. You can use it to get up and down places, like a ladder. And I did get the fish, but he fell in the water. See if we can get anything good out of here. Spiders are dying over there. So you'll see the water start to swirl around this. And then when it goes under, we can pull stuff out. And you can pull all kinds of stuff out. There's 4 different kinds of fish. There's the regular fish, and then there's salmon, which you can eat raw or cooked. And then there's blowfish that you should not eat. There, I got a water lily. I'm not pulling this out very well today. Got a lily pad. You can use that to walk on top of water. So a lot of things that you can do. You see there's some string in there where the spiders have dropped the string as they died. See the string floating around in there. So there you go. Abandoned mine shaft. A little bit on fishing. The difference between cave spiders and regular spiders, although you will see regular spiders inside caves sometimes, and even inside abandoned mine shafts, you'll rarely see a cave spider anywhere other than an abandoned mine shaft. If it's outside an abandoned mine shaft, then you're close to one. And I hope that that was helpful. And as far as fighting them, keep your belly full, keep your sword sharp, and stay armored up. That's the trick to the whole thing. Yes, sir. Until next time, as always, this is Zen. Say you be well.